CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
Welcome back to CalazCon. This episode is sponsored by Matt Mitchell, our squad sponsor. I'm Peace. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Trucifer3939, and you can find me on Blue Sky, which is an appropriate social media for everyone in this squad to be using, at Piece of Crap, but spelled like not war. I've only ever made one post there at time of recording, so maybe by the time you hear this, there will be two. Today, I'm joined by Devin.
Hey, I'm Devin. I use he and they pronouns, so you can find me at Devin Decibel on most places. And you can check out my music at devindecibel.bandcamp.com, including the CalazCon theme song.
So incredible.
Oh, and I'm playing Adrian Weaver, the hacker.
That is true. Yeah. 100%. Also, the CalazCon theme slaps. Everybody should go check out Devin's Bandcamp because it's very good. Next, I am joined by Lauren.
Hello, I'm Lauren Peterson. You can find me on various social medias at DM_LSP. Today, I am playing Calico Brave, the Forewarned.
And how forewarned they are. Next, JPG.
Hi everyone, I'm JPG. You can find me on all social media at SpeakerJPG. And today I am playing Lieutenant Koa Voltus, the Officer Playbook. Or, not Playbook, sorry.
Well, yeah, he is the Officer Playbook. Yeah,
Playbook.
That's
okay.
right.
Sorry, man.
Correct. No, that was 100% right, my dude.
I'm in a bunch of APs, so that sounded dumb. I'm real sorry.
It's fine. This is
have some goddamn confidence.
JPG is suffering from success and bringing up our squad's rear. That was phrasing. Marigold, tell us about yourself.
Hey, it's me. I'm Mary. I can be found at braverun.itch.io. That's where my games live. And from there, you can find social media links, I guess. And I'm playing Winter's Pledge, who is the Hive. I have 8 bodies now. Isn't that neat?
An enviable position to be in. And you can support this show by heading over to patreon.com/CalazCon, where there are most likely, by the time you hear this, there's probably a variety of bonuses you can get from that. Right now, as we record, I have no idea what those benefits will be. But I can tell you one thing, they're awesome, and I fully endorse them. With that out of the way and everyone introduced, we're going to get started. Today, we are going to be doing Downtime for the Blue Sky Endowment because nothing weird happened last time at all. This should be extremely normal, and there's definitely not a gigantic 6-legged convention center rampaging around the city.
Why would you even bring it up?
Yeah, I don't know why you would.
Definitely not happening.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Why would you say something like that?
I don't know why anyone would even say that is happening. That said, so also, I believe, Devin, I promised that I would tell you how the self-destruct system worked, because you did like extract that data. I just didn't like have it at hand at the moment. And I will tell you that now. So the way the self-destruct works is it has 3 parts to it. I'm going to kind of read you I'm going to paraphrase this, but like, this is what you know, because this is like what was in the data that you took from the guy.
The guy? Spencer Holiday?
The guy, Spencer Holiday. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't remember their name. Sorry. So the self-destruct is a 3-part key. 2 of the parts are wireless. 1 part is mechanical. The mechanical part is inside the convention center. I think it's in the like control center, probably. And like somebody has to basically like turn that key in order to allow it to begin interacting with the other 2 parts of the key, which are specific transmitters inside of these 2 signature mechs, the Horizon Blue and the Hope of Calazar, which are like plot important mechs from Calazar, I guess. So basically the idea, the like general idea is that when the Calaz Clash showrunners have decided that there's been enough destruction of enemy grunts, i.e. the troops of your faction, these 2 mechs, the Horizon Blue and the Hope of Calazar, can team up and take down the Goliath. The showrunners would, prime their key and then that would let the other 2 send their thing. And when it happens, when it self-destructs, it doesn't explode. It sort of like will begin losing parts as it takes damage from the other performers. But it will also mean that the other teams can like hit it harder. So that was like the information that Adrian has and what was transmitted to the brass of the DFS. And you guys are not going to be involved in that mission really in any way.
Well, thanks for all the info. Adrian doesn't give a shit about anything.
Totally. I just, I promised you that I would let Adrian know how it worked, because you said like, how does this work? What's the info I got? And I'm like, well, here it is.
Well, the part I was wondering about is how are the parts that I have fucked up contributing to the weakness of the whole?
I don't think that Spencer really knows anything about that. That would be like probably someone who has more technical knowledge of like the computery parts of Goliath. But
that would be good to know before our next actual mission.
But that's how the self-destruct theoretically works. And it is a piece of info that your squad got. So just wanted to get it out there in case there were any listeners who were curious. That said, y'all, I believe, have you do know your assignment for this. I think we want to do this downtime with your characters aware of what your role in the Goliath assault will be, which is the legislator says that BSE needs to get inside the Goliath and liaise with the civilians trapped inside of it and rescue any of them who want to and need to be rescued.
Yep.
But, as you take actions this downtime, be aware that will be your eventual goal, I guess, is all I meant to say with that.
Yeah,
this is our last downtime, too.
Yeah, this is our last.
It's your final downtime. So any drive clocks that you don't have resolved will probably remain unresolved.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the post from Austin. I mean, I know you did.
Oh, yeah.
It was ages ago.
Oh, no, I was just rereading it
all
today.
The terrible things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean you specifically, but I meant all of us.
Oh, yes.
All the horrible things that will happen if we don't complete our drive clocks.
Yeah, so...
And I don't think obviously all of us probably can't. I'm going to do my very best to fill mine. Because I'm quite close, actually.
Austin basically popped in the chat and told us all we're fucked.
Yeah, well, I want...
I know. He's like, hey, guys, remember all those people you were trying to help? They're going to die.
Not exactly. That is not exactly what he said. And in his defense, I actually want to briefly review where we're at. So far, I think nobody has 2 full drive clocks. right? I don't have your character sheets open right now. But
I'm halfway there, I guess.
I don't even think I've started a long-term project at all.
Sure. I mean, you can get drive clocks other ways, but you might not have. Let's take a look. So the forewarn, I do have your character sheets open right now. So it looks like Calico has 1 tick in their drive clock.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian has 2.
Oh,
Koa,
I have 2.
Koa has 2.
Yeah, I have 2.
And Mary has 2. Right? Yeah. So, as it stands, nobody has enough clocks to complete their drives. And I think it's worth pointing out what's on the table. And as this is like a feature of Beam Saber, drive clocks make the impossible possible, but they also make possible things impossible if the drives aren't met. And so Calico has the drive of find the stolen gate, and which would be a 2 clock drive to resolve, meaning Calico would lose the trail of the gate. Adrian wants to free their people from the DFS. That's a 4 clock drive because it's changing the fortunes of an entire faction. And without those 4 drive clocks, Dekabari will remain part of the DFS for the foreseeable future. Not forever, but, DSC's members never find a safe place. Now, hold on. JPG, did your drive change? Yours was to find a safe place for your found family, and that's BSE?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So this one might be of particular interest to all of you to resolve. This might be the one you want to pool your clocks for, because without not JPG's, this is Koa's. Without Koa's 3 clock drive of finding a safe place for their found family or securing safety for their found family, that means that the members of the Blue Sky Endowment will never find safety.
I'm
I just want to apologize.
I'm not so worried about that as I am about my actual drive.
We're gonna have some interesting epilogues if JPG's drive isn't fulfilled. And Winter, your drive is to develop an underground network of avenues and places for refuge for anyone who needs it, to establish a network for refugees, or not a network, but to
it is a network, but it's also a
support network. It specifically is what I meant, a support network.
Yes.
So Winter's Pledge would be unable to provide refuge or escape for those in need without fulfilling their 3 drive clock. Now that doesn't mean that no one in need will ever find refuge or escape. It just means that you won't be in a position to be the one providing it. So that is worth saying.
Right.
And on that note, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a sort of heavy tendency toward doing long-term projects this downtime to try and, get some ticks in some clocks. Notable that the only person who could complete their drive without any help from anyone else, theoretically, is Calico Brave. If you got all 6 ticks that you needed, you could spend 2 drives and find the stolen gate.
So I had a question about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at drives in the book. And
sure.
One of the ways you can tick it is if a pilot does something new that furthers their drive, they may add 1 tick as part of the end of session reward process.
Totes.
Do I get a tick for identifying the person who has the gate? Now that I know what they look like and who they are?
For last mission?
Yeah.
Your 1 tick came from a long-term project that you...
My one tick came from the long-term project I've been trying to finish for so long.
I seem to remember that when we did the end of session XP, it was you lost them. And so
I did lose them, but I took actions to find who they were in the crowd and identify them. I mean, I'll take it either way.
That is fair. I think that's fair. I thinking about how you resolved the end of that thing and how you sort of abandoned the mission to do it, I'll give you 1 tick for that because you're all in a bad way. You should probably have 2, right? In that you should have okay, cool. So that is all I wanted to like get out of the way. Did we already pay? Yeah, we already paid y'all, right? At the end of the last mission, I believe.
I don't recall if we did payment or if we did entanglements.
Let's take a look. So the last thing on here is a consort, meaning we probably didn't roll to get paid. Do you guys think you had this for supply in the bank when you left? That seems like about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, we did.
Yes,
Okay.
we definitely did. Yes.
Okay, then let's get y'all. Let's start by getting y'all paid. I think trust went up by 1, right? Spencer's gonna lose trust of y'all by 1, which I'll put on the thing here.
Fuck them.
It was a low casualty mission, right? It was a infiltration.
I don't think anyone died.
I don't think any shots were fired, right? I don't think y'all
Just
ever went
mooches.
loud at any point.
There was some killing on the dance floor.
You did kill it on the dance floor.
And there was some simulated violence on a screen with a
Yeah,
controller.
we fucking did.
Hell yeah. I think the hermit crabs are going to be working with you on this civilian evacuation mission now that Mary and...
They've joined my hive.
Yeah.
Not exactly, but you know.
Yeah. Now that
We know where each other are at all times.
Now that Mary and
right?
Deus have like... I guess you're still rivals, but you are on the same side right now against the CalazCon folks, the ERIs.
We're kissing rivals.
Yeah, you're kissing.
Classic phase.
You're kissing rivals. Classic phase, exactly. All right, so all that happened, and then I gotta roll the dice to see how much money you got. Right. All right, so you get to roll 2 dice. Oh, but wait, isn't there a penalty for Adrienne? So there's a -1 penalty forever for everybody. So I think y'all only get to roll 1 on this. Right? Because it was just a -1 penalty to all supply rolls forever, I believe, is what happened. I'm going to check cast announcements that there wasn't another thing.
Mainly, there's just a new table for downtime activities taken in
I was
Praxian
just double
Plaza.
checking because I know sometimes we get other stuff. Okay, so just the -1 to everything forever from Adrienne. So I'll roll 1 die.
Everything forever.
I'm going to roll 1d6 here. And as a democracy, do you guys get it's +1 to each, right? Okay, so 1 free of each. And a 3. Okay. How do we want to split that up? Material or personnel?
Which one do we use for drive clocks? Or for
long-term projects is personnel. So
Should
that's probably
we
what
be
we want.
heavy on personnel then?
that's also how you would do collect.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to do with my mech, so.
Okay, so
I
sounds
don't think.
like I'm hearing vote
Or
for
my
3 personnel.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
I think
Well done.
so. We didn't like fight or anything.
Right, I
in
think
our
everyone's
last
mechs
one,
are
so, like,
okay, right? Does anyone even need to do the free upkeep or anything?
no, I don't have any.
Okay.
And then for the entanglement, I'm giving a 3. from the
Okay.
prediction pool.
So we have a 2 and a 3, meaning the result is a 3, right? Because we have to take the highest. Well,
I believe so.
congratulations, Lauren. You get the entanglement you wanted, which was lowest bidder. Turns out your squad's gear was manufactured by the lowest bidder. All vehicles immediately suffer the level 2 damage busted and the level 1 damage uncalibrated, each of which can be resisted separately, or each pilot can pay 1 material to get the good stuff through back channels.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm
won't do
not doing it either.
Everybody else can.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I'll do it then.
Oh yeah, I'm not going into
Yeah, go ahead.
fighting this thing with a busted up mech.
So, who said yes? Who is spending material?
Me. I will.
And Calico.
Everybody but me, I think.
Wait, was Koa spending it? I thought Koa said they weren't.
No, I am not spending it.
Oh.
I'm not spending the material. Sorry.
Okay. So
So we have 1 left over.
2 people are going in with busted up mechs. Of the 2 people who didn't spend material to ignore it, are either of you going to resist either of those damages?
What would the roll be?
It's not a roll, you have to spend quirks.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide which type of resist this is, if it's expertise or acuity. I think I'd let you take whichever one you're better at.
Got it. So I'd have to spend 2 quirks.
For each one, so
Right.
it will be all 4.
So you could spend all 4 of your quirks and take. Well, you could, but you could. It says you can resist these separately. So like you could resist the level 2 damage, with 2 of your quirks, and then still take the level 1.
It's so much cheaper just to spend the material.
It is.
Because otherwise you'd have to spend material to get rid of quirks.
You should use the material, and I'll use my quirks.
Or you can both just have busted mechs.
I mean, we can, but this is a very winter thing to sacrifice self for group.
Well, Peace, could I talk this out narratively?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm thinking, so I have inspiring paint job because of all the chalk and all that, from the kids. Okay,
Baby
would
doodles.
it be narratively kind of going down the path that we want to go, where what if I wipe all these quirks, and it's the idea that I'm taking the individualism out of the mech that I have as a narrative device? I don't know what
Sure, I see what you're saying. I do just want to say that
that's super interesting.
when you expend quirks, they don't become permanently gone, right? So it's not like you're painting over your inspiring paint job. You just have to do a upkeep to get it back.
Okay.
But what, maybe that is you are painting over it or it gets, depends on the context. Here, maybe it is you painting over that and then you getting it back is, Adelaide drawing new stuff on it or whatever. You get to sort of decide how you are expending your quirks to do this.
But if I go into this last one with a busted mech, then it'll be much harder to save people. Oh, wait, but I also did have an idea. You know what? What if it was busted publicly? What if we could use this to our advantage that mine is all busted up?
Okay.
Could that be a thing in our downtime?
I think it surely could be if we do the right stuff. So are you saying you want to resist one and not the other, or?
I don't want to resist either.
Okay. Well, then take the level 2 damage busted and the level 1 damage uncalibrated.
Thank you for walking me through it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, now Mary, same question for Winter. Do you want to resist either of these vehicle damages?
Yeah, I'll resist the level 2.
Okay. Which 2 quirks are you spending to do that?
Salvage parts.
Cool.
And 2 modes.
Cool. So they're stuck in one particular mode or something right now. All right, cool. That's all the cleanup we're going to do from last time.
Are we going to narrativize what this situation was where we got bad parts?
I mean, the entanglement just says, it turns out your stuff was manufactured by the lowest bidder. So I think you're just finding that, some of the parts that you've been using for upkeep and stuff in your most recent downtime, like the previous time where we did have a lot of expended quirks and stuff, those, it turns out you got bad parts or whatever. The people who supplied the school must have cut some corners to save some money, which has never happened in public education before. So it's a pretty
real.
These are tools of violence. we pay good money for those.
Yeah, but it's a.
I'm here for fantasy. Okay.
Yeah, right. We're gonna add it to the Lions and Veils public school funding. Okay, that is what happened. Is that you knowingly or unknowingly, y'all were basically given bad parts for your most recent rounds of repairs, and you had enough cash on hand to sort of shore up the final act and the spider bug. What's it called?
The Rye Recluse.
The Rye Recluse. Thank you. But not enough for JPGs, or sorry, for
there
Koas.
was enough, but they just chose.
Sure. I mean, we're narrativizing. So not enough for Koas, and then enough for Winter to, only have about half of the thing. All right. So everybody was supposed to lose level 1 harm too, right? As part of the victory. Yeah, that was before the entanglement. So, like, Edrian, you lose your reprimand.
All right.
And that was Spencer Holiday being mad at me.
Yeah, that was exactly. You got yelled at by Spencer Holiday. All of that aside, let's go into downtime here. Who wants to do the first thing, and what is it?
I need to start a long-term project.
Sure. To do what? Your last one was to organize your network into teams, which you finished.
Oh, hell yeah. I did finish organizing my network into teams. I guess the next part would just be connecting all those teams and making sure they work together.
So you wanna find a way to connect these teams that you've built up?
Right. They need to work together.
What action are you like taking to make that initial?
This is consort for sure.
Consorting. Okay.
It's basically networking, you know.
Yeah, you can literally be eight places at once, and you're taking advantage of that. Glad handing everyone in the right places.
Usually 7, but
are you enlisting help from anyone within your team to get an extra die on this?
I think Edrian is invested in this same kind of thing. If Edrian wants to help,
yeah. How can I help?
We basically need like a dark web network of ways for people to communicate with each other that isn't trackable.
I make you a secret Discord server.
Hell yeah. Right now we have like a 2-part authentication, and now we need 3-4 parts. You know, have you guys seen that? Like, there's the TikTok trend that's like, hey, what is one thing that you notice in movies that always like kind of like bugs you that nobody else notices? And one I saw recently was like, you know, like how like so many times like people like cut off a finger or like try to mimic like a fingerprint and like do like a fingerprint scan for like a security device with that. Most modern like security prints use like they detect pulses as well, like because of this bullshit. Like you can't just like mimic, or you can't just like cut off a finger. And I feel like that's like what we're doing. We're like taking that to the next level with our security protocols.
All right, let's roll that consort with a +1. So 3 dice.
Oh, hey.
Beautiful. That's a 6. It's going to give you 3
Thanks, buddy.
ticks, right? Cool. Halfway there. Who's next?
I have some new omens for us.
Oh, wonderful.
Ooh. Yeah.
They're so pretty too.
I don't know how these omens get to you guys. I've never actually thought about that. Like, is Calico sitting down and doing a reading for everybody or not? But these are.
I have wondered about that. Like with like well, this is more of like a comment on like your playbook in general, but you know, just like how these like work. But I'll let you continue. I'm sorry.
I was going to say my impression, Lauren, from reading the playbook, and I might be wrong here, is that the players know these set of omens, but I don't think the characters know them ahead of time. It's just like the characters see these omens, and we, the players, know, oh, this is connected to Calico's like dice pool or whatever.
Exactly. So the current omens are 2 identical people eating scones and drinking coffee. One smokes a cigarette, the other sharpens a knife.
Jesus Christ, that goes hard. Sorry.
The cry of a hawk precedes blood-stained feathers. And a purple sun casting long, terrifying shadows.
Do you have some sort of generator that you're getting these from? Or?
No.
I feel like that first one could just be like 2 of me.
Yeah.
Right. It could be. Like, who's to say? Who's to say it's not?
Yeah. Like identical is such like a loose term in this landscape.
Mm-hmm.
Of ideas.
But to answer your question, Peace, no, there's no generator for this. I just
this is
sit
off
here
the
and
dome.
brainstorm.
That rules. Yeah. Lauren, you're
generator
amazing.
I try.
Is Lauren's brain.
Yeah.
I want to take a roll so that I can move the last die out of my prediction pool and get us going.
Sure. Let's do it. Do you want to create a long-term project to stalk that redhead that you found?
Right, because like that's the thing.
A normal sentence.
completely normal sentence.
It's the normal next step. You see a woman with red hair and a cool haircut at a party, and then,
Yeah, I think Calico's going to start a long-term project for that. Because what's happened now is that Calico got back before everyone else, right?
I think
Calico
so.
left the party early.
You left.
And we see kind of we've seen on screen before Calico's murder board, which he just feels so justified in creating now. And I think using the big murder board, he kind of goes in and starts isolating things, looking for this person and the gate activity, trying to track them back from the party.
Sure.
He's already got the murder board set up. He's just kind of fine-tuning what it's looking for right now.
So that sounds to me like a study.
Yes.
Cool.
But how many clock segments is this?
You want to what's your ultimate goal is to like find out this person's identity, or is it to like
I think
because
I've seen her. I know what her face looks like. I know she has the gate. She was at that party, right? So there must be like I guess maybe there must be a guest list or something. Maybe what he's doing is like going into the computer and like reliving those events, and very much kind of building up a simulation of it and doing the Cyberpunk 2077 thing of like, I'm going to look at the sound over here.
Sure. Sorry, to answer your question, just real quickly. I think if the only goal is to like find out who she is and like not necessarily, and then, the next step of that would be a different long-term project, I'm only going to make it 4 ticks.
It's a study. So, I get a 4, and I have to roll a die and take the lower one.
Yes. That's correct.
Love this.
So the best you could get is a 4.
Well, the best I get is a 4, because that was a 6.
It hurts, buddy. All right, that's halfway. You're halfway there.
And someone else do something. I'm going to re-roll all the prediction dice.
Cool. Adrian or Koa?
So, I need to start working on that drive clock.
Probably, yeah. I would.
So how many more steps do I have?
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
What is happening right now?
We just re-rolled the prediction pool, and it is 4 3s, a 2, and a 1.
Is there any sort of mechanic where we can just... Can we just...
I'm ready.
Let's just stop recording today. How about that?
We're gonna tell Austin we had technical issues.
You want to start over?
Didn't work.
Today is just a wash.
Yeah, none of this counts. Sorry, guys.
I am going to spend my spark to re-roll all the dice in my prediction pool.
Wait, is that a thing you have?
That is a thing I have.
Oh, God. Thank God.
It's worse.
It's worse.
Oh, no, it's only...
Okay,
no,
you
it's
have
worse.
1 4.
What is happening right now? It is currently 10 a.m. for me on a Sunday, and this is driving me to drink at this point.
Okay. Austin's very happy about this. Of course. He's a sadist.
Worst.
Okay. Well,
you didn't even tag me.
Sorry, we really derailed you there, JPG. What was going on with Koa?
Okay, so I got to start.
You wanted to know how many steps? Okay, it's a little complicated to answer that. Okay. You as a single person.
Yeah, sorry. You should probably try to get with somebody.
Because we're a short actual, like a limited run series. Austin made it so that your drive clocks are only 3 ticks instead of 4, which is good. Okay, because it means it's taking us. So that's why I put a tick on each thing there to like fill it up. You are 4 ticks away from having two drive clocks. However, your drive, which is to create a secure safety for your found family, affects the fortunes of an entire squad, not the fortunes of just one person.
Of course.
So this means that if you want to truly fulfill it, you will need 3 drive clocks, which you cannot get by yourself. So you would need someone else to have at least one full drive clock, and for them you would need to convince them to contribute their clock to your
cause.
I have an idea. It's crazy, but I would need Adrian's help for it.
Okay.
All right.
So Adrian, so we were prison cellmates. We care about each other very much, not in the way that people are going to make the jokes about, but I want to.
BFF.
I've established that Adrian is hella ace.
That's true.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's a rescue mission right now, and we are basically getting all up into a convention center that walks, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So who is controlling that?
The big robot?
Yes.
I don't know.
But
Some nerd.
is it big enough for us to live on and have a happily ever after?
Probably not, because I think people will always want to like hunt the big evil robot.
But what if we could figure it out?
I do think that the plan is to activate the self-destruct to make it fall apart.
Okay. So I can't do that then. So because that would basically screw every other squad, right? If we
Yeah, I mean
took it
that's
over
never
ourselves
stopped
and
Devin
ran away with
before, but I don't think it would be feasible with the way that everyone has to record. We have to all be on loosely the same page when we're recording these things, right? So
I didn't want to throw too much of a wrench, but I also thought it would be
I don't think
narratively.
I don't think you can do it. I don't think you have the juice. Separate from could you do it as part of this actual play? Separate from that, I don't think that Blue Sky has the necessary cojones to pull that off.
Okay.
Well, okay. JBG, my
Yes.
suggestion with this is I'm almost done with my drive clock. I'm going to be working on it now. I'm willing to give my clock to fulfill your drive. One for the selfish reason that I'm included in it, and one for the selfish reason that I haven't revealed yet.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Edrin's going to reveal that they're Adelaide's real dad. No,
What?
I'm kidding.
What the fuck?
No, that was sorry.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're running a rescue mission, what I want to do is I want to make sure that we're using the resources of the bad guys in order to secure our future. And so while we're doing the rescue mission, I want to run another mission ourselves in order to secure any sort of important resources that would be there for us. And I think this is stemming from the whole this is baby's first terrorism, right? This is.
So wait, so what are you doing?
I want to connect.
Baby's first terrorism.
I want to connect securing safety for my found family to whatever to the next mission. So I'm trying to figure out what can I take from the next mission in order to secure safety for us. So of course I went with the big idea, and I was like, let's just steal the whole robot and live there forever, right? Like a big old family RV.
Sure,
but we can't do that.
Well, I mean, I don't think you could complete a long-term project to steal the whole robot before the mission with the big robot. Yes. And you don't get a downtime after the mission with the big robot.
Yes. So, maybe I could use this time in order to, no, because studying what makes it run, we still can't steal.
So you are doing a long-term project, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's think big picture. Your long-term project is to steal something from Goliath to help make Blue Sky more secure.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I just have to figure out what is that something.
Is that going to involve you going into Goliath to do? Hang on. There was a thing here where Austin made a table, and I think he said if anybody does downtime activities inside Goliath.
Praxian Plaza.
No. Yeah. Hang on. When you take a downtime activity in Praxian Plaza, roll another engagement using the same dice pool as the end of your last mission, but roll on table G for Goliath.
I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Also, I love that there was like a separate mechanic for this, so now I want to make sure that we're showcasing it.
You're not trying to actually even steal it. You're trying to identify something you could steal in the actual mission.
Exactly. Thank you.
So I'm going to call this Find Something Worth Stealing. And I think this is only a 4-step clock because that doesn't seem very complicated.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to go to Praxian Plaza to try and directly observe Goliath in order to do this.
Yes.
Which is perfect. So, brief question for Lauren. Does Calico's thing specifically always affect entanglements too?
Yep.
Okay.
Anytime the squad must roll dice.
So on this table, one of your dice is going to go in here, which is fine because it's going to be a two die roll, right?
Take a 1.
I'm going to take a 1. I'm going to take a 1
Cool,
to see if I can take one for the team.
All right, well, but for what action are you rolling? Study, you said, or survey? Which
you know what?
Oh, I meant on the engagement roll, take a 1 because you want lower.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought about it the other way.
Lower is generally better on an entanglement table, though that's not always strictly true, but generally speaking.
Now, could we frame this to where I could use maybe like contacts or like the people around us in order to tell us?
Yeah,
because
you could make that a consort or a sway or you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a sway.
Okay. Is anyone coming with you to help you?
Could I take Adrian with me?
Sure. Everybody always takes Adrian on all of their downtime actions.
Everyone's like, you know who would be great for this? Adrian. And Adrian's like, yeah, I would be great. Okay. Cool. Then give me 3d6 on sway.
Highest one is a 5.
That's not bad. That's not
bad.
That's still 2 ticks, which is still half of this clock.
Great.
So you're about halfway to finding something worth stealing. You've got some good leads, but nothing, I guess, concrete yet. Maybe enough for you to start refining your search. But we're now going to roll on table G. So exciting.
I'll give you a 1 from my pool.
Yep, you've got a 1 from your pool. And
thank you.
Go ahead and roll 1d6 as a fortune roll, I guess.
As a fortune roll. So it's a 4, and then I have a 1 from Lauren.
Yes, So I think you get the 4. Number 4 is one of Goliath's 1 to 2 meter tall drones modeled on a Calazar Avi begins tailing you. You can smash it, evade it, or ignore it. If you smash it, mark the 0 load item cataloged. You will have worse position against these drones until you remove yourself from their database. If you evade it, it searches the area for you continuously. Take +1 die to entanglement rolls on table G until the beginning of your next mission. And if you ignore it, it follows you to your FOB and observes your squad unbothered. Take -1d to your next engagement roll.
That's tough. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I want to try to think a little bit out of the box on this, and I was trying to think of either evade or ignore. Evade only affects me, and I'm happy to do that. But I kind of want to use it to my advantage.
Evade affects. I think evade affects everyone because it's for
evade affects everyone.
It's for any entanglement roll on table G, but that only affects anyone if you keep taking actions in Praxian Plaza.
Well, I definitely do still need to take one in Praxian Plaza. But then if I do the ignore, then that follows me. What if I never go back to the FOB?
Then how are you going to get your stuff?
What if I don't?
I mean, I was going to say, how are you going to, pick a load for your next mission and stuff? I mean, I guess you could go AWOL here, but I think you wouldn't be able to be in the next mission. What if you never go back to the FOB? The answer is you have deserted and will probably be
now.
a fugitive.
Thanks for playing it. It's really nice getting to know you for a while.
No, I meant like, what if I started the mission just separate from everybody?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
That's not.
I guess I'd put you in a light load and not have access to your Avi, is the answer. And you wouldn't be able to take any more downtime activities unless they were already here in Praxian Plaza. I'd let you take your remaining downtime actions, but nothing that would require you to go back to the FOB. And you wouldn't be able to spend material or personnel because you would need to go back to the FOP to get access to that.
Ah, okay.
It's a pretty big deal.
So
that's a big deal.
That's the serious answer to like, what if you decide to just not come home before the next mission? I'd let you, because you know where the mission will be. It's at the Goliath, so you can.
I think just the most practical choice right now is evade.
Possible, but
evade. Okay.
I mean, it's -1 to all the rolls I have to do, which sucks. But I feel like if nobody,
no. Hang on. So it says if you smash it, you become cataloged, meaning you and you alone would have worse position against these drones until you remove yourself from their database.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I'm sorry. I misunderstood that. I want to take that one then.
Okay. If you evade it, it's +1 entanglements on table G. And if you ignore it, it's -1 on engagement rolls.
Gotcha. No, the first one for sure.
Okay.
That only
so
affects
you
me.
actually want to smash it. All right. Then,
Yes.
Then you do that.
Great.
Okay. That was JPG. Adrian, let's hear from you.
I have one thing that I want to do that isn't really a downtime action, but if we're putting on Adrian on screen, I want to have it happen. I want to give my backup of the Spencer Holiday credential card to my contact in the Hacker Underground.
Sure.
That is Zine, the secretive AI.
Cool. That's what I thought. And this is the one that you don't know is an AI, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know either of them are AIs? I can't remember.
No, the running bit with Adrian is that despite all of their technical computer prowess, they cannot identify AIs because there's a move called Turing test on the hacker.
I was going to say, because you don't have the Turing test.
Both your contacts are AIs, but you don't know that about either of them. Gotcha.
I see. And because you haven't taken Turing tests, you can't always tell if you're interacting with the human.
Yes.
That's fun. I like that.
Right.
Okay. Neat.
So that's just throwing some chaos into the world.
Yeah. Okay. You do that. You're right. That doesn't require downtime activity.
Of course it doesn't, because I had to do a whole clock for it last time, and I had to take a scar to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, if you want that action to contribute to your drive somehow, you could make that part of a long-term project.
It's not.
Yeah, that's fine.
Adrian has a hard time doing these missions for the DFS without also compromising them in some way in the process. So this was just Adrian fulfilling their own prerequisite for a mission of however many steps forward, however many steps back for the DFS.
100%. So you do that.
Yes.
What downtime activity would you, the player, like to take?
I want to start a long-term project.
Cool. Tell me about that long-term project.
I'm going to be developing a new app.
Oh. What does it do?
This app is called the Bleeding Mycena.
Okay.
Named after the decomposing mushroom species.
Sure.
I'm going to create an app that starts to slowly delete my own existence from all DFS records.
Okay. I'm going to call this a 6-step clock, and you want to delete yourself from DFS records, basically, right? Okay.
I'm reckless. I'm paranoid.
Yeah.
These are my scars. As much as Adrian has come to enjoy their colleagues and care about them, they have a bigger war to fight, and they're stuck in this one. And
absolutely.
They want to get out. They want to go home. They want to fight the fight where it's actually happening.
100%.
At least the fight that matters to them.
100%.
So this is the first step in getting the fuck out.
Totally. How are you doing that?
I imagine that I run the coding for kids class or whatever that Adelaide is in. And based off of kind of my recent experience, one of the things I've been doing for a living recently is I'm a substitute teacher.
Sure.
And a big part of that job, I'm controlling chaos, making sure kids aren't getting hurt or breaking things. But also, I'm just in the corner fucking around on my laptop.
Sure.
So I'm imagining this is Adrian just like during class, just fucking around on their laptop.
Excellent.
Building this mushroom app that's going to slowly delete themselves.
Sounds like interface to me.
Yep.
It doesn't sound like it's something that you would be asking for help with.
No.
Okay.
I don't tell any of my crew that I plan on leaving.
Absolutely. So go ahead and give me 3d6 for that.
I have a fresh stress track too.
Yeah.
So I kind of.
But you cannot push yourself in a downtime activity.
Oh, I thought you could.
Yeah, or on a fortune roll at least. If you were somehow making an action roll during a downtime activity, which would be rare, but you could find yourself in that situation, you could push yourself in that circumstance. But
gotcha. Alrighty.
The only way to add a die normally for one of these downtime activities is to have someone help you, which also doesn't cost them stress.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine anybody helping me with.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Code.
The narrative here doesn't make sense unless it's something like you've enlisted someone's help to like watch the kids so that you can, fuck around on your laptop even.
Oh,
more.
I don't. Adrian doesn't really care if the kids are.
Yeah,
fucking around.
So, all right. So yeah, give me a 3d6 fortune roll there.
That's a 6.
6. Oh my goodness. All right, so that's gonna fill that clock halfway.
Cool.
You make a lot of progress, but I think you just run out of time before you're quite done with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we've done one full round, who would like to go next? I assume we're gonna do one more again on all of these long-term projects.
Yeah, it's kind of the nature of the beast, isn't it?
Is anyone stressed out from last time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Calico.
Calico is not looking good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's just Calico and Koa that look like they're stressed out. Oh, because Adrian scarred out, right? And it's paranoid.
Yeah, I
now.
did too.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, beautiful.
Scars everywhere.
Who wants to go next?
I mean, I might as well. I went first last time, and I can go next.
Sure.
I'm just going to keep going on my long term.
All right, keep building that network. You want to get someone else to help you this time since Adrian already theoretically built your dark web app?
Yeah. Koa, you want to help?
Awesome. Yeah, sure.
You know how you have a child?
It's my whole personality, but yeah.
Yeah. Can you use that to help me create a network of people that might want to connect with each other to save their babies?
I am so motivated for this right now.
Okay, good. So this is
people don't want to lose babies.
Another consort, it sounds like. So give me that 3d6 fortune roll.
Yeah, I'm just going to be consorting all day, I think, probably.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
5.
Okay.
What does 5 do for us?
That's going to give you 2 ticks, which is going to leave you 1 away. So your next, whatever action you take next, we don't even have to roll for. It'll just cost 1 downtime activity.
All right.
Well, let's say Calico. What are you doing next?
It's an excellent question.
Yeah.
I have to recover stress, but I don't know who I want to do that with. So I think I'm just going to finish out this long-term project and thus drive clock for right now.
We can read tarot to each other later if you want.
Oh yeah, that might be a good one actually, because I think you're the only person I haven't done a cut loose with. First, though, I'm going to finish out this long-term project. I'm going to spend my 4 here, and then I have to roll again and take the lowest, because this is study, right? I'm doing the same thing I was doing last time. I think I've kind of built a database of people, or maybe I've built a database of people and I'm doing survey? No, still not my surroundings. So yeah, it's still study. Calico's built like this database of people who were at the party and trying to cross-reference things and find this person's actual identity.
Okay.
So I will roll this. I'm getting a 4, and I have to take the lowest. Let's see just how poorly this goes. Man, Calico's just doing bad today.
Oof.
So that was a 2.
It was
From
a 2.
Because you were at 0 or you were at 1?
I was at 0, so
Okay.
I knocked it down. I submitted a 4 and then rolled a 2.
Got it. So that's what I wanted to know, is you used the 4. Okay, so you get a 2.
Yeah, can I spend a personnel to upgrade that?
That is between you and your squad.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is everyone cool if I do that?
If that's your instinct,
How much we got?
I'm all in favor.
I was literally just about to say that. Like, if that's your what you're feeling in your gut, let's do it.
Yeah.
We've got 6, and then this will get me a finished drive clock that, depending on how certain conversations go, I can contribute to other people's drives.
Yeah. All right, there it goes. Let's see here. You find her identity, which means I have to give you her name now. There's no more NPC names on the NPC name list, so gotta do this one myself.
That's so funny to me, but it really is.
Yeah.
Hey, names are easy.
Names are so easy. Her name is...
they are for some of us.
I'm just trying to think about...
Swampworth
I'm just trying to
Levington.
keep it like consistent with, the rest of these things. Her name is... Darkness, Dementia, Ravenway. No,
Oh, I was on mute, but you got a big old laugh from me on that one.
Good. No. Her name is Carmine Upstart. There you go.
Ooh.
What a name.
That's actually quite good.
Thank you.
Good job, Peace. Right off the cuff.
All right. Well, so there you go. You know her name now, but I think anything else is going to be another long-term project. But that getting that piece of information is enough for you to tick a drive clock, right? That's her identity.
I mean, it's a little
I
bit
don't know much
cringe.
about her, but she is sure an upstart.
It's a little bit cringe though that her whole identity is being read.
Is that was Carmine mean red? I don't
does.
remember this. Well, she's
Carmine
It's
is
a red upstart. No, that's
it's a
the whole
red
thing.
color derived from crushed
well,
beetle shells.
change it to. No, it's too late. I already did it. Sorry, you're right.
Nope. Yeah.
Listen,
it's there. It's there. It's canon.
She's the type of
It's too
person
late.
that's like, I'm a redhead. I'm built different.
Right. She's a she/her, but yes,
Oh my god.
But I believe if I remember correctly, she's also a tall muscle woman. So,
Oh yeah, she's buff as
Yeah.
hell.
it was a buff.
She's built different and she's built different.
You can't be a gay and not be buff as hell, right? Isn't that the whole thing?
Making a lot of assumptions. But yeah, I mean, I guess who knows?
Well, I mean, so far out of the 2 we've seen, they've both been buff as hell.
That's
true. I
that's
just assume they're all like
true.
that.
That's fair.
That's true. Oh, a gate. Okay. Yes.
Oh, what do you think I said?
I thought you said a gay. And I was like, that's kind of that's kind of a
we are
stereotype.
also buff as hell.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
Oh god.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
That's like
Really
a Freudian
gone.
slip on your part.
Makes more
Off the
sense.
rails.
All right. Anyway, Calico, you've got that information now, and you can begin trying to track her down and find out, where she came from, what faction she may or may not belong to, etc. Let's go to let's go to Pops.
Okay, so so I wanna continue with my drive clock, trying to figure out if there's something that I can steal on the Goliath.
Yeah.
Is there another approach that will make me better though? That will make me better this
That's
time,
a
especially
good
because
question.
I have the drones on me, right?
You smashed one,
I smashed it, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be
but you're tagged.
like now they've
so,
cataloged.
Yeah. But that just means, again, when you're acting against the drones specifically, you have less effect. So that probably won't affect you during downtime, but we'll see.
Yes. Let's make it simple. Let's do one more sway.
Yeah. Anyone helping you?
I'm gonna say no on this one.
All right. Give me 2d6 sway.
Are you sure?
Are you using an omen to get a 1 or a 3?
No thank you.
Lauren's got a 1 and 3 threes left.
Hey, look,
And
you
there-
know,
Prediction.
we'll get there.
Poor Calico.
Oh my god.
Oh, buddy. You got a 3.
Wait.
Hey, you should have just used one of mine.
I know. I'm very mad at myself now.
Wait, what? What am I waiting for?
I'm trying to figure out if I have something. Nope, I don't have nothing.
Should have gotten help from your teammates.
Should have gotten help from my teammates.
Again, you could ask if you'd like.
I offered it so hard.
If you'd like to.
Retrospective?
No, I was gonna say if you'd like to spend a personnel, you can crank it up. I definitely can't let you roll again after I specifically asked if you brought anyone and you said no and then failed.
We have 5 personnel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it later, so if other people direly need personnel. So I just failed this one, right?
You don't fail it. You get 1 tick instead of 2. You needed 2 ticks. If you spend a personnel, you'll get that second tick, and you will have you'll get to tick your drive clock. And if you spend a personnel later to take another additional downtime action, you don't have to roll. You'll immediately get at least 1 tick on this thing and finish the clock.
I'm gonna take it later. I'll take it later.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just in case.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Adrian, what's happening?
Those darn drones.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I have to roll an entanglement. That's right. Thank you for reminding me, JPG.
Bruh!
Hey, you could take a 1.
I'm taking a 1.
Okay, taking a 1, and I'll just roll the 1d6 then. So it's a 6 and a 1, so we're going to take the 1. Or wait, no, you have 2. You have 2 dice. This wasn't a 0D roll, so we take the 6. All right. Let's see what the 6 is.
Dang it. I was just going to let you make that mistake.
Don't worry, I got there. A building near you is destroyed by Goliath, and the rubble flies at you. Roll your squad's tier.
Oh no. What tier are we?
What's that,
We're
0?
like the lowest tier.
We're tier 1, so roll 1.
Okay, just a fortune die, right?
Yeah.
We're just little guys compared to
Just
the
the
rest of...
littlest.
Just a little guy, and it's your birthday.
It's a 4.
Okay. On a 4 to 5, you are unharmed as the 9-pound block of concrete whooshes past and smashes through something behind you. So on a 1 to 3, you would have taken a level 2 harm. On a 6, you would have gotten 1 XP.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
you
you
know
would
what?
have dodged it.
You know what? I'm okay with it. This is the luckiest roll I've had all
4
day.
to 5 was just, nothing happens.
Nothing.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Nothing.
I'm okay with this.
Very cool. All right. Now, Adrian, what would you like to do?
I would like to continue my Downtime project.
Cool. Keep coding that wacky little guy. Give me another interface roll.
Well,
there.
yeah. Well, let me look at my skills actually. Let's see if there's a different thing I can do here.
Or maybe it is. I think with each step of a long-term project, it's supposed to be more like. So it's as if. So last time you would have finished making the app, but like maybe you have to do something to deploy it. You know what I mean?
I was going to ask if me and Koa can go do another meeting with our probation officer.
I would love to come to that.
Basically, I want you to be distraction while I like upload my bug into the police station.
Yeah.
to delete all of my criminal record.
I just brought all of the I just brought all the drawings that Adelaide made for our parole officer.
Shit,
I painstakingly go through each and every one of them.
Just depicting all of the wholesome things the two of us have been up to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that. So what kind of role? That actually sounds more like a consort role or a sway.
I think it's
Yeah.
It's either
Sway
sway
sounds right.
or because I'm not doing the consorting. Koa is.
Right, but I feel like
Consort doesn't sound quite right.
yeah,
but
I feel like it's
swaying.
Is what you're trying to convince him to let his guard down long enough to let you upload this, right?
Yeah.
I
forget who our parole officer was. We made a character.
You
a long
did,
time
but
ago.
it might be in the squad stuff sheet. Hold on, I have that open here. Is it Constable Rough and Ready? No, that's dogs.
What? Who is that?
I don't know what that is.
Constables Rough and Ready. They're the
two dogs that are mascots for the hall monitor department. They're constantly stolen by other departments and dressed appropriately. Obviously, the long ongoing gag that we've had about this, that we talk about literally every episode.
Every episode.
Episode.
I can't believe I
it's
forgot.
like a huge part.
I mean, we literally recorded just
everything we do
like a couple days ago. So I can't believe I forgot. Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. No, I don't. It doesn't look like we wrote down your parole officer's name of all the things we did right, which were a lot.
They're just a shadowy figure going mwah, 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 mwah.
Andrea, can you give me a 3d6 roll? Let's just make this happen.
5. Cool. And then I'm going to spend a personnel to boost this to a 6 to finish the clock.
Cool. All right.
Ooh.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The police are hacked.
You're loving it. Yeah, the police are hacked. Congratulations. The police are hacked.
The app is created and uploaded, and my little digital mushrooms are going to slowly eat all of my data.
All of your data away. All right, tick a tick in your drive clock there. And Calico, you already got yours, right? You ticked yours?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're at 3. All right, so we currently have between us 2 full drive clocks, and we need at least 3 if we want Koa's drive fulfilled and for y'all to be able to live your lives without being hunted forever.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited and sound balanced by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at cvblight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find them on all social media at Devin Decibel. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.